Hi everybody, Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors, and this week's contract tip has to do with the FHA and VA loan exhibits in the RE contract forms. So in the RE contract forms, if the buyer is getting an FHA insured loan or a VA insured loan, you must attach the FHA exhibit or the VA exhibit. Now, the thing that you need to pay attention of is on those exhibits themselves, there are no time frames in there. So on the exhibit itself, there is no time frame for a financing contingency and no time frame for the appraisal contingency. So again, these are the RE forms, and the FHA loan exhibit in the RE forms is RE 200. Now, the first paragraph in there is the appraisal contingency for an FHA insured loan. And you do have to fill in the contract price, a price that the property must appraise for. And with any FHA insured loan or VA insured loan, there is never a time frame on the appraisal contingency for the buyer. Therefore, protection for the buyer to be able to terminate on an FHA or VA loan goes through the last negotiated day of closing. So that's true on the FHA loan exhibit and on the VA loan exhibit, and that is RE Form 201, VA loan exhibit. Same thing, in that situation, the appraisal contingency portion of it is the same thing. It is the same first paragraph, but you don't have to fill in a price. It just has to appraise for whatever the VA determines as reasonable value. But regarding the actual financing contingency in and of itself, there is no time frame on the exhibit. Why is that? Well, you will recall that in the RE contract packages, the contingencies are built into the actual purchase and sale agreement. So the purchase and sale agreement is RE 100, Contract for Purchase and Sale of Residential Real Property. And there are 3 built-in contingencies in the actual purchase and sale, regardless of any exhibits. One is the buyer's right to terminate period, which you commonly think of as the due diligence period. The second one is the appraisal contingency, and that's where you fill in a time frame. And the third one is the financing contingency, and that is where you fill in the time frame, the number of days from binding agreement date that a buyer may terminate based on not being able to be financed. So all that information is in the actual purchase and sale agreement of the RE forms. However, if the buyer is getting an FHA or VA insured loan, you are required to add those additional exhibits. Now, as far as well, let me back up. The appraisal contingency is in the purchase and sale agreement, but as you know, the exhibits supersede the purchase and sale. So for an FHA or VA insured loan, the appraisal information I just mentioned will without the time frame will supersede what is in the actual purchase and sale agreement. But regarding if a buyer does want to terminate based on financing contingency, what do they have to do? What type of letters do they have to provide? The loan denial letter, what can't that be based on, so forth and so on. Well, all of that information in the RE forms is not actually in the purchase and sale agreement in and of itself. In the RE forms, it references another document called the standard terms, and it is incorporated into the purchase and sale agreement in and of itself. And I encourage each and every agent, and it is a Maximum One policy, to reference these standard terms as an exhibit and print it out and include it. And the standard terms are, it is a whole separate document, and it is document RE, hang on one second, I'll find it for you. Oh my goodness, here we go. It is RE1, Standard Terms for the Purchase and Sale of Georgia Real Property. And again, that's where all the information is. That's where all the obligations of the buyer and the seller and the consequences of performance or not performance and timeframes and all that information for the actual purchase and sale. That's where all of that is contained. Again, the standard terms are referenced in the 4-page purchase and sale, but if you are a Maximum One agent, you are required to attach the standard terms and reference them as an exhibit. if you are watching this video and you're not a Maximum One agent, regardless of your brokerage, I absolutely encourage you to do the same thing to protect yourself so that everyone is aware of actually what their obligations and consequences are. And in that document, again, standard terms, that's where it explains about the financing contingency and termination and timeframes and so forth and so on. So that is the paragraph in the purchase and sales, paragraph C, and then in the standard terms, the corresponding legalese, as we like to call it, is in paragraph 6 of the standard terms. So again, just want to bring to your attention that the time frames for the financing contingency in an FHA and VA insured loan on the RE contract package form is not actually contained in those exhibits because it is in the purchase and sale. Hope the contract tip helped you out a little bit. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors, satisfying your needs with service, innovation, and education.